You ever have that moment where you and a friend are looking at the exact same thing, but you see something completely different? It happens all the time, right? Well, today we're going to dig into why that happens. And get this, understanding it can actually make us wiser. So let's jump right in.
All right, to get our heads around this, let's start with a classic debate. I'm pretty sure you've heard this one before. It's kind of like a tale of two totally different views on the very same topic. And honestly, it sets up a really fascinating puzzle.
Okay, so check this out. The topic is school uniforms. On one side, you've got the principal saying, uniforms help students focus and create school pride. Makes sense. But then, on the other side, a student says, uniforms are uncomfortable and take away my individuality. The thing is, both of these feel kinda true, don't they? Depending on who you ask.
So, that leaves us with the big question. Who's right? I mean, how can they both be right? Does one of them have to be wrong? Or is there something else going on here entirely?
Well, the answer, the key that unlocks this whole puzzle, and trust me, a ton of others too, it all comes down to one single, really powerful idea. And that idea is perspective.
So what is perspective really? Put simply, it's just your particular point of view. It's the unique way you see things. Think of it like a lens you look through to see the world. And what's wild is that every single person has a slightly different lens.
So what shapes that lens? Well, it's a mix of things, really. Your own personal experiences, the culture you were raised in, your deepest beliefs, and even what you're trying to achieve in a situation, your purpose. All of these things come together to create your unique perspective. So for the principal, the purpose is an orderly, focused school. But for the student, the experience is all about comfort and being able to express who they are.
And this is exactly why this whole thing matters so much. See, when you only see things through your own lens, all you really have is an opinion. But the moment you make an effort to look through someone else's lens, you start building something way more valuable. You start building true understanding.
Okay, so let's put this idea into practice. We're going to apply it to another debate I'm sure you've thought about. Let's talk about zoos.
All right, so on one hand, you've got the pro-zoo view. This perspective says that zoos are an absolute force for good, right? They educate people, they protect endangered species, they're crucial for conservation. And that is a totally valid and super important point.
But then you have this other perspective. This one values an animal's freedom above everything else. It argues that animals belong in the wild, not in cages, no matter how great the care is. And you know what? That's also a deeply felt, totally valid viewpoint. So here we are again, facing the same kind of challenge. We've got two really well-meaning perspectives that just seem to completely clash. So, what do? How do we find a fair way forward? Is there a path that can somehow combine the truth from both of these views? To help answer that, I want to share a metaphor with you that I think is just so powerful. It really takes this whole idea of perspective to the next level. I want you to imagine we're climbing a mountain.
Just let this sink in for a second. Truth is a mountain, and to climb it, you may need more than one trail. Wow. See, each perspective is like a different trail going up the same mountain. Everyone's trying to get to the same peak, which is the truth. They're just taking different paths to get there.
And you know, this isn't some brand new idea. There's actually a really cool fact from history about this. You had these early leaders who seriously disagreed on some really important rules. But what did they do? Did they just fight about it? Nope. They actually listened. They discussed their different perspectives with respect, and in the end, they found a wise agreement that brought everybody together. It worked.
So here's the path to wisdom for you. This whole thing, understanding perspective, it's not just some academic exercise. It is your own personal path to becoming a wiser and more understanding person. So if there's one big truth to remember from all of this, let it be this. When you really listen, and I mean really listen, even to people who disagree with you, that's when you gain wisdom. True wisdom isn't about proving you're right. It's about being willing to listen. That's where the real growth is.
There's an ancient proverb that just says it all so simply but so powerfully. It just says, get understanding. That's it. It's a call to action, telling us to go out and seek not just information, but that deeper meaning, that perspective. And you know, this is why we believe that education absolutely has to be paired with morality. Getting understanding isn't just about being smart. It's about being a good person. Real education isn't just collecting facts. It needs that moral compass, that empathy, to use all that knowledge wisely. I mean, think about it for a sec. What's the point of being smart if you just keep making choices that hurt people?
What good is all that knowledge then? The real goal isn't just to be smart. The goal is to be good.
Because when you do that, when you finally pair knowledge with morality, when you seek that true understanding, something incredible happens. It leads to peace of mind for you, and it helps you make better, kinder, and wiser choices for everyone. And that, right there, is what this is all about.